Long day lady road. Yo, what's going on, everybody? I know we're running a couple minutes late. It's Angela's fault. We're gonna go with that. All right. No, thank you, everybody. Get to know your creator determined. We are determined to get some great comics out, some great creators out there, get eyes on their campaigns and their art and stuff like that. Whether or not they're funded or in demand, we don't care. It's cool looking stuff. We got a great guest tonight, but first and foremost, we have our co-host, lovely co-host, Angela. What's going on?
Hello. Always my fault. How are you?
Mm-hmm. It's always your fault.
Yeah.
Making yogurt.
Yeah. Yep. You know.
Too busy making yogurt. We have a great guest tonight. We have a wonderful human being. I've never met him before, but I'm going to say that anyway. I've seen him on a couple streams. He's it's very, very early where he is. So,
yes.
But he's energized and he's ready to go. We got a fellow Jason. What's going on, man?
Oh.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Thanks for having me.
Oh, dude, thanks for doing it. Like I said backstage, Angela, saw Snuggy Jr. actually. Snuggy.
Snuggy's awesome.
Yeah, dude, Snuggy's dope, man. I love Snuggy, man. He's a cool cat.
So,
and
yeah,
I guess he was talking about your campaign or something at one point. Angela caught it, and she recommended you to come on. It's like, yeah, let's get him on. So, slight misunderstanding with the times because you're in the Philippines, my friend.
Yeah, man, but this is not the earliest show I've been on. Like, I've been on a 5 a.m. show before.
Oh no. Oh,
yeah, it's the usual, time. I'm awake at this time anyway.
That's great. Well, like you said, you're still awake. You haven't slept yet, is what it is.
No, because I really want to prepare. Like.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to be like 1 hour before. I have to like set everything up, and I don't want to. I know you prepare also, and you're giving me your time, so I don't want to waste your time.
Oh no, we don't want to. We don't want to waste your time, good sir. We don't want to waste your time. And before we get going, though, we have a pop and chat, Angela. Let's say hi to some people.
Yeah. So we got first. Oh, Devilfly Rex was here. Hail Rex.
Yeah. What's up?
And Haldir is in the house. Or
let me interrupt real quick. I know Haldir was first because he commented when I was setting the stream up. So
okay, there we go. First. So Haldir, give you props. Citizen Ronan is here.
Yo, what's up, Ronan?
Adam is here. Hail Adam.
That's right, Jason.
Yo, what's going on, Adam?
And then we got, of course, the wonderful
little Snuggy.
Snuggy.
And then we got
Snuggy promotes me better than I do myself.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's like, yo, what's up, creators? Yeah, dude. Yeah, we like Fanta. Fanta promotes Frog G like crazy and stuff like that. So yeah, we have Billy. We got Billy here too.
And so is Henry Bemis.
Hey, Henry Bemis.
Hello, guys.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? And if you're watching on the replay or on Facebook, hit that like and subscribe on YouTube, or hit that like on Facebook. And if you don't want to listen to anything we have to say, his campaign is pinned to the top of the chat and in our description below, so you can click it and then look at it and back it. And Bob's your uncle, or you can sit here and get to know the other Jason. I'll call you just Jason. Don't worry, I'm not gonna say the other Jason, but get to know Jason for a little bit. Yeah, well, we don't, because then we all fight over who's number 2. And
call me Jay. Jace.
Well, I'll call you Jason. Angela might have to differentiate. So
all right.
I call you Octopus Jason. So just for the record.
All right, fine.
That's a little long.
I am.
So this is now. We'll talk about the campaign in a bit. This is your second one, but which is really dope. Your artwork's like you do the artwork on it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, what got you into like drawing? Because your work's amazing. What got you into like doing artwork? Because it's not something as like usually you want to like kids want to do like something
way back. Oh, well, I'm gonna be 50 this year, dude. So I grew up in the 80s without cell phones and computers, and I just drew on paper.
Good times.
I was actually and did a lot of writing also, but mainly drawing when I was young. But when I got older, I really wanted to write more because I want to be in control of what I draw. And it's just that I don't know. It just came naturally, I would say, or I just gravitated towards it. I enjoy it when I'm in the zone. You know, it's like time just flows and
Hmm.
everything just disappears,
Nice.
and you just
Well,
dive
do you
into that
remember
thing.
like were you first getting into like comics or was it cartoons? Like
Yeah.
what got you kind of into like the that whole atmosphere of the like I guess comic book culture?
Um. Well, right now, at first I got into comic book strips. You know,
Mm.
because it's like the Sunday newspaper,
Yeah,
the
yeah, like Calvin
comics,
and Hobbes stuff like that. Yeah,
yeah, all that, and even you got Spider Man there, Marmaduke,
yeah. Hmm.
Dennis the Menace, and I would try to draw them
Okay.
perfectly, and I would notice that the artist actually, I would try to draw it like very uh try to get the style down, but I found that like for example in Dennis the Menace, the artist is practically like writing, you know.
Mm.
It flows, so
I
like
got you.
a certain curve you can't get that when you hold the pencil too tight.
Hmm.
So I kind of got to familiarize myself with how an artist would actually physically create his lines. You know, like,
Nice.
oh, this guy did this at this speed. You know, you have to be this fast to get that hair of Dennis. You know, you can't
Right.
go. You can't go like it's gonna be jittery. You gotta go like that,
Right.
that.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
and then comics, dude. When I was young, the only American we had a lot of Filipino comics, of course. I was born here, but I emigrated to the Philippines. I emigrated to the United States. Like, took us 12 years to get to the
Mm.
States, get everything prepared. But anyway, going back to comics, I only had two pieces of comic books. I had an Iron Man, and I think it was Captain America. And
Ooh.
I
Okay.
and believe it or the I would like examine the costumes and how Captain America had that fold in his boots.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's like
That
Mm.
cup, that
so
weird big giant cup that goes around the
yeah,
boot. Yeah, yeah.
and and even in if like going to DC Comics, like when I was young, I'm just fascinated by the little things that make up a costume, like the S on Superman's costume. You know, I'm like, how did the guy do that? I just like, it's a puzzle to me.
Right.
And the whole, until I got older, like the whole creation of the way a comic book is created, it's just this uh really pleasant puzzle that I try to put together and try to like decipher when I read somebody else's work, and I look at
Now,
somebody else's.
now, do you come from an artistic family, or were you just like something that you were just gravitated towards, like like something in that regard?
I heard my great uh, grandfather was a calligraphist.
Oh,
Calligraphy,
that's cool.
is that even a word? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
calligraphist,
Calligraphist. How's that right?
calligrapher.
Calligrapher.
Chat
Okay,
knows.
yeah. That, and he would
Calligraphist
use.
sounds cool.
I know, right? Let's just go with that.
Hmm.
That's the only thing I know. But my son and my daughter. So I guess it runs in the family a little bit.
Nice. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like as artists, like sometimes we don't we don't know why we can do what we do or we love. Like it's mainly a love and a determination because, like getting into like especially comic books, it doesn't like nowadays anyway. It's not something that's like oh I'm gonna become like it's not the '90s. Like I'm not gonna be
Yeah.
rich and famous. It's a hard grind. It's something you gotta love to do, and so when you're a kid and you're doing this stuff, granted you saw that happen, but now it's not like it's not a reputable thing to become a comic artist in general. So usually,
Hmm.
whenever you're an artist, it's something that you more. Some people might go into architecture or graphic design, which is a little more reputable
Yeah,
and
boring
stuff like
stuff.
that. Yeah, yeah, it's a little but
Just kidding.
boring. You're not wrong.
I'm
Well,
kidding.
now
I'm kidding.
there are some people that love doing it and they have fun with it, and like I like Billy's in the chat. He does some graphic design. He's really good at it. Matt Barr did our logo, really good at graphic design, and it looks like they have fun doing it. But to me, it's a little bit. I don't like that aspect of it. It's more of a precise thing than like an illustration of like like an octopus. Like you'd have fun with drawing an
Graphic
octopus.
design is a whole different animal. Like
Different
painting
animal.
everything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah. So whenever you got into comics, like as far as like creating them, were you surprised to know? Like, did you like when I was a kid growing up? I always thought they drew it the size of the comic. Like I was just like, oh, they draw this way. Were
Oh,
you shocked to realize like, hey, they actually draw way bigger and shrink it down? Like, were you surprised to know the creation of how a book actually gets made whenever you got into it?
a little bit, but it did make sense, and I'm like, oh, okay, that would make it a lot easier, I think. So, you know, but then you
Were
gotta think about how they shrink it, and you have to
yeah.
like optimize for that size.
Now, did you find it a little harder to adjust to that? Because when I was a kid, like I was drawing on regular size paper, and then you're like, oh, I got to draw bigger now. Like, did you have to adjust to that, or did it just come naturally to you?
Um, you know, when you want to do something, you just go right into it, and just I just studied the whole process really, and you know what the yeah I think you have to adjust on any format, right? Like when you like even the kind of paper that you use, like it's harder, it's Bristol, and then you have to like use different kind of uh, pencils, you know, and the brushes and everything. But talking about size, what I
Yo,
can
what's up,
remember, and
Rick?
I could, which is not really part of what you're asking, but what I can remember is studying Steve Rude, and
Hey,
I had
CC.
a book of his, and he made when you say thumbnails for a page, he actually has thumbnails like that size, and you could, it's legible. You
Yeah,
could tell the story,
dude. It's
right?
great if you caught one of these streams with Irene Strakowski, Irene draws. She'll show sometimes her like idea book or whatever, dude. Minuscule little thumbnails, and the writing
Oh
is
yeah.
like I need like a microscope to see it. My eyes are bad already, but it's so tiny, but it's so precise. I like Irene's a beast, like just like Steve Rude. She has these tiny little precise things. She's the same way. I'm like, how do you how? Like I don't get that. Like
I
I'm kind of
actually
a
did
guy.
that.
Yeah, and but I'm kind of a guy where it's like I'm bold gestures. So I
Yeah,
like doing that kind of thing. Even my layouts, like I just real quickly do them, like frantically almost. Or even ideas or thumbnails aren't thumbnails. I mean, they're just like a little bit bigger for those who do like the itty bitty ones, and that's the right way to do it though. Like that, like as far as like it goes, because it's just a little. It makes sense. If it's
yeah,
smaller, it takes less time to draw it. So you could get the thumbnail out faster. I mean, it is
yeah.
logical. So now, do you work traditionally? Are you digital? Or do you do a combination? How do you? What's your process?
Well, right now I do everything digitally. I
Hmm.
did do some traditional on the first page, the first book.
Mm.
But even though I do digital, I did a lot. My body of work is mostly traditional because I did comics for like I don't know how many years, but I got stacks of paper like down in my storage room with like all the pages I did and everything, all the sketchbooks and everything. So I'm
Now, when you say
mostly
you did comics for several years, what do you mean by that? Because I mean we have the Octopus Cowboy 1 and 2. So what else
yeah.
have you done?
I started actually
Yo,
with Billy Tucci. I did
oh wow.
she background for she, and I did like
Oh cool.
I think a trilogy for him,
Oh,
and I don't like I assisted him, and then I went to DC Comics. I was a freelancer there, and then I did some image stuff. I did my own creator-owned image comic book with Tony Bedard. That was 4 issues,
what's the
and
name of
then
that
I
book for anybody out there that might want to
Hmm.
hunt it down?
Retro Rocket.
Richard Rocket, because I might want to go pick it
Retro
up.
Rocket.
It's not some
Yeah,
person.
That sounds like cool. Yeah, I like that.
I actually want to put it out again. Like kind of redo it a bit. But anyway, so yeah, so I've been around, and in those days you could call, going back to those days, like the way I got my gigs were like I would just go in the convention
Yeah,
and
that's how
show
I
my
was about to
stuff.
ask. Yeah.
Also, you can or you can call DC. You can call, actually, the phone with a
Hmm. Yeah.
wire,
Yeah,
the
dude,
thingy.
totally different like way of doing it
Yeah,
because like you could call them, like you can mail them samples.
I
You can like you
mailed
said,
my samples.
yep, you
I
could go to
called Mike
conventions.
Carlin
Yep,
on a
my brother
Tuesday.
was doing stuff like that where he would send out
Yeah,
his in the '90s. He was sending out his samples, mailing them, rejection letters like no one's business, but still going at it,
yeah,
and that's how you grinded back in the day. Like it's a lot easier now where. I mean, not to get into the mainstream, it's a lot easier to put out a book though now. But to get in the mainstream, it's a lot harder now. Like, so you were going to conventions and like actually showing your portfolio. Is that how you kind
Oh
of got about
yeah.
in it?
Is that's a very personal thing also to do because you're not the only one. It's not only you and the editor or the artist or whoever's on the other side of the table. Like a lot of people are around you. They're
Mm-hmm.
hearing the comments. Thank God I got good comments, but because sometimes they
Nice.
would chew up people in front of me, and when I'm like, oh
Oh,
God, it's
I,
my turn.
I've
You
heard
know,
horror stories, dude. I've heard some
yeah,
pretty,
but
especially with who is it, Neil or Art Adams or one of the two, and Eric Larson. People, they would just destroy people.
oh
Like
yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah. Did they?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like like
Wow.
Frege has a story or two. I know Shelby might have a couple stories. 'Cause we hang out with Shelby every now and then. But yeah, dude. So you were fortunate enough to actually get positive feedback. Now, when you got the positive feedback, was it like, hey, I really like your cross hatching, your anatomy needs a little work, but keep at it? Or was it like, hey, I like what you do some more samples, show more to us, we're interested? Like, how did it kind of get in about us where you were getting into some more like more work done, especially like Tucci? Was Tucci, and also, side question, was Tucci your first gig or was it DC?
Um, it was Billy. Technically, it wasn't Billy. Billy was my first gig. I did a couple of sample pages for somebody for what's his name? Alex Simmons. Okay, he
Okay.
hired me for a couple of tryout pages, gave me a check, so I considered that my first gig. And then I went to
Nice.
Billy, and then I went to DC, and
Okay.
then yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so
DC was
you showed your
after
work and they were
Billy.
like, we were really interested, or did you have to do a few samples to really get in the door?
You know what? I I distinctly remember showing my sample to. I generally receive positive feedback actually,
Hmm.
but the first guy I went to was actually chewing tobacco. This old guy, and but
Nice.
I don't. I think you know how you slip your pages 11 by 17 pages into those plastic
Yeah,
envelopes.
sometimes it's tough to get them in there. Yeah,
Good thing
Mhm.
mine was on that because he was like spitting tobacco
yeah. Oh,
like on my,
okay.
and I could
Oh,
smell it. Dude,
no.
those days were great. Big
Good
Big
times.
Apple Con. All right,
Yeah, yeah. See,
New
Oh,
you're.
York,
wow.
Manhattan, and he told me about things have to make sense. Okay, Daredevil landed here, but that would actually kill him. Okay, so and this doesn't look. But man, your style's a little. It's kind of dirty, but your storytelling is great. This and that, blah blah blah. So after that, I don't know how I picked things up, but uh there's kind of a rule book. Okay, there's like a
Hmm.
guideline how you're gonna make it. First of all, shut up and show your work. Don't say anything when they critique you. You know why? Because whatever you have to say is in those pages. So that's
Mhm.
one. Because usually people, oh no, because I meant to do it like
They
this
want to give
because
excuses. Yeah, yeah,
exactly. So
yeah.
for
Hmm.
some reason, dude, I picked up on all of that. I don't know if I researched it or I asked somebody, but it's that. But the when I when I met Billy, it was like this. I didn't really go to his stall table right away. I drove from New York to Philadelphia. I had no sleep.
Oh, what's
Like
up, Edwin?
story of my life. I had no sleep.
Oh.
Uh, and I was lugging my portfolio around, just hoping for whatever, right? I just
Hmm.
went. I didn't think about that. And then I was showing my stuff to somebody, and then all of a sudden, this guy comes up behind me, and his arms are crossed like he's a big guy, really tall guy, and he's looking like that. And he goes to the guy reviewing my stuff. He goes, "Are you done?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "You," pointing at me. He's, "You come with me." And he picks up my stuff and he closes it. And he closes my portfolio. And it's like
Oh, wow.
walking. He walks away. I'm like, who? What the
That-
hell is
That's
this guy?
a little rude.
Yes. And then he plops down my stuff on Crusade Comics. Goes, "Bam, Billy, check this guy out." And then right then and there, I got a job.
Oh,
Wow.
that's really cool. That guy
And
hooked you
then
up. Yeah.
Awesome.
and then I went to event. I met Joe Quesada,
Oh,
my band of
nice.
heroes. I
Yeah.
met
Oh my
Joe.
goodness.
You know, like, I met Joe, and Jamie was there, and then he was actually asking me how did I did the tech stuff. I'm like, how did you do all the technical stuff? Well, dude, you just put a vanishing point in the middle, and then you can't be asking me how I did that. Come on.
It's like, yeah,
He goes,
you're,
"Hey, Jamie,
you're a pro, you do this for a living. You should know how
Bro,
to.
yeah.
Hey Jamie, let's give this guy
Incredible.
something. What do you think?" He goes like that, and then there were like drinks at night that night and whatever.
Oh,
And
that's
then
really cool.
I went back to New York. I had a job, you know.
Do you
I
ever
also
find out
saw-
who that big dude was?
No, he of course his name is I know his last name is Phoenix. Okay,
Okay,
Juan Phoenix. I think he's a painter.
Oh wow, that's really cool, man.
That's
That
cool.
that guy just saw your stuff and was like, you know what, this cat's got talent, and he showed it.
Yeah.
You just told Tucci to go ahead and take a look at it. That's really.
I think
yeah,
from
Tucci's
that
a cool dude.
convention, I also went to Broadway Comics,
Mm.
and I got invited to their office, and I got to meet I'm the biggest Jim Shooter fan. All right, I love that
Ah,
man.
cool.
Out of maybe Frank Miller, Jim Shooter, and I won't name the third, but there will be a third, of course. But it shall be maybe Mobius. But anyway,
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
love Jim,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I didn't even shake his hand. I saw it was anyway.
Well, you like
I gotta meet him.
well, growing up as a kid, reading the comics, or like even learning about these people and like Wizard and all that stuff,
Yeah.
it's a celebrity status. Like you're like, wow, these guys are like they're rock stars pretty much. Like these were our versions of
Yeah.
rock stars, were these comic creators, these editors, these writers, these artists, and when you meet them in person, you do get starstruck. You're like, holy
Mhm.
mother of Moses, you know, and
Yeah.
it's fantastic. It's
What year
amazing
was
meeting
that?
them.
Oh, what year was that that happened?
This
For
was
what decade? Is it decade?
99 maybe?
Oh,
92.
okay. Wow.
God, I don't know, 94 maybe?
It
Okay,
had to
so
have been
the
early
90s.
90s. It was
No?
early 90s.
Yeah, early
Yeah.
90s.
Okay.
It has to be
Yeah.
early 90s or
So
the latest
cool.
1996. I met George Perez. I met
Oh.
like Romita.
Nice.
Oh, George Perez.
I mean
Yeah.
the 27-hour, drive without sleep, driving in the snow. I driving in the snow all the way back, with because my
Cloud
my
nine.
windshield was getting frozen. That was worth it.
Oh, that's cold.
That's so
Yeah.
wild. That's I
90s
mean,
were
that's
the best.
so like what would you say, like, cuz you mentioned some amazing talent right there, especially in your top 3. I mean Shooter, maybe not an illustrator, but
Yeah.
what
Love his
what
writing.
influences like impacted your style, maybe, cuz you mentioned Frank Miller, who big influence on me,
Love
and
Frank.
as well as Mobius, who I would love to, I mean everybody loves Mobius. So who are some of your influences then? Hey, what's up,
Um,
Nocturnal?
So like I said, well, there's Frank. Frank's number one probably if it's art. And
Hey,
do
keep
you
up.
know Goseki Gojima? I don't know if he's the writer or the artist of Lone Wolf and Cub. It's this manga where the Mandalorian is like going with that.
Going with
But,
it a little bit.
Yeah. Or is it Ryuichi Ikigami? I don't. God, I'm so bad at. I
So
think it's
so
the second
no,
Gojima.
you don't dude. If I butcher names all, dude, I thought
Yeah.
I thought Travis Chare's last name was like Cherist or whatever. Chris Bacalo was Bacalello, and
Yeah.
like, so I butcher names all the time, man. And it's no offense to the artist or creator or whoever. It's just
Mazzucchelli.
who's that?
Is it David Mazzucchelli? David
Mazzucchelli. Okay.
Mazzucchelli.
So you're more? Are you?
It's
Did
his
you get
record.
more into manga later on then, or something?
Oh, the reason I love Gosek Lone Wolf and Cub, dude, is because it's like 9,000 pages of pure, just uncensored art, comic book that just goes everywhere. I mean, no, but I really love Steve. I mentioned Steve Rude, Mazzucchelli.
Steve. Yep.
And
I mean, you don't have to
of
go
course,
through like
Frank.
all like every
Yeah.
artist, but just as far as like your top influences, like obviously, you mentioned a few
Buscema.
because, oh yeah, dude. I mean, you can't forget him without a doubt.
His run on Logan and Patch and Hulk. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I love that book.
Yeah, dude.
Those
great creators, great artists, and as far as that goes, like you did it influence you as far as technique or just like style or storytelling? Like what really rubbed off on you when you were looking at a lot of these creators? Because you have a very good style, very cool style. It's very, you know, you. So
Well, I would pick and choose whatever, like, just like visually, just strikes you visually. Like we look at a Frank Miller panel, like he would make a page with 4 panels. It's all vertical. I'm like, how the hell did he make a story? How did he do that? And it works, right? And then
yeah.
and then you have Will Eisner, who just
Oh.
forget a panel. I mean, look, just do the ink splashes and ink blots to frame the page, right? You got
Hmm.
that. Then McFarlane got it from him, and geez, Michael Golden.
Michael
How could
Golden.
how
Oh
we
yeah.
could go on forever. We
We
could go
we
on
could
and
go on
on and
forever. I mean,
on, man.
yeah,
So many.
it, these. I mean, I'm trying to formulate the correct words because these people, you grow up, you look at them, you look at them. Not only that, and like you're also looking at them while you're drawing, so it kind of like rubs off in that way. But then you're like, oh, I see what they did here. They kind of, like you said with Dennis the Menace, they real quick. I was a real like you were picking up
Yes.
technique way younger than what I was. Like I first was just like, oh, you just draw it and that's it. Like I didn't understand full on like, you gotta pressure like push pressure in and then out real quick or something like. So you were
Pressure,
picking up technique,
speed.
speed, dude. I'll watch people draw now live, and I'm like, how do you get anything done with this slow as you're going? Like, pick up the pace. Like, I understand you want that precise line, but come on, guy.
Yeah.
Like, some of it is just aggravating, and so
Hmm.
you learned how to at a young age how to incorporate a technique into a as before style almost probably, and that probably helps huge in your arsenal.
Lots of paper, lots of time, and no TV, no. Well, yeah, a little bit of TV, but not that much.
So,
No cell phones, no computers, none of that.
oh, dude, it
Yeah.
was a different
No
time. I
distraction.
mean,
Yeah.
like there's Shelby. What's up, Shelby? Like I'm not. I
Hello.
mean, I'm gonna be 46 this year, but so I mean, I grew up in that era as well, where you put on some music or you put on a
Yeah.
a videotape in the background. You would just sit there and you would just draw for hours on end. That was it. You had no distractions. YouTube wasn't there to like TikTok wasn't like invented, and you couldn't just. So do you think that as far as that goes, it helped hone your skills even more because you were more focused in on the task at hand?
So if you ask me why I got into it, I can't give an all encompassing answer. I just it just
Hey, pass my.
it just pulled me in. It
Right.
just pulled me in. I just love the process. I love the whole everything about comics. I mean, even when you try to like say walk away from that hobby or whatever, and you just see another book which is like awesome, and then you read it. God, it's like you remember the feeling of like reading an awesome book that made an impact on you,
Mhm.
and the fact that you could maybe in some way in your own way recreate that for somebody else or even just for yourself. I mostly enjoy doing Octopus Cowboy because I kind of enjoy
Now,
enjoyed
speaking of
making it
which,
and everything.
speaking of which, are you a fan of westerns? Like,
I
did you
love
grow up?
westerns.
You love westerns? Like, is that your jam? Like, that's your Jimmy
Sergio
jams?
Leone,
Yeah, dude.
like Clint Eastwood,
Clint
yeah.
Eastwood, dude.
Outlaw
Pale
Joseph
Rider,
Wales,
Pale Rider, love Pale
Pale
Rider.
Rider.
Oh, dude, I always forget the name of it. High Plains Drifter. High Plains Drifter
Yes.
is probably one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
Nice.
Of
When he
Clint
painted
Eastwood
the
movies.
town like hell.
Yeah, dude. So
Yeah,
cool,
that's
man.
surreal.
This is so surreal, and I know a lot of people really cite Outlaw Josie Wales as their favorite. It's good. I like it.
Structurally, I think it's one of the best. But I love the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Hmm.
Fistful of Dollars.
Oh, without a doubt.
High Plains Drifter.
Hang 'em
Unforgiven.
high.
310 to Yuma. Which one? Hang 'em
Didn't he
High.
hang him
Hang
high?
'em
Yeah.
High is the most John Wayne-ish Clint
Yeah,
Eastwood
dude.
movie. All right. If Clint Eastwood's gonna be like your average 1950s Western actor with that kind of a storyline, which is it's still him. But that would be it, right?
So
Hang him high would be it.
so what got you into westerns? I mean that's a very American thing. What got you into the
Yeah.
westerns? Was it your parents or what?
Well, dude, the good, the bad, and the Sergio Leone movies would be playing like every week on TV. In the Philippines then.
Oh,
And I
nice.
remember was it a fistful of dollars or a few dollars more? You know the duel they had where Lee Van Cleef was out for revenge for his daughter, and then he meets Clint Eastwood, and they're like shoot. Clint like stepped on his boots and like shot his hat and like to the air. I love that. It's like no dialogue, no
Yeah.
dialogue. Let the gun and the shooting do the talking and all
Dude,
that.
a lot of it was also their eyes. Like they really just emoted with their eyes, like just the expression and stuff. And as an that's just it incorporates a lot of things. Like as an artist, you watch these movies, and it kind of is like, oh, so that's how you do it. It's high intense action like that, but you can focus in on a part and bring out that action. Like,
Yeah.
do you find that helped incorporate with what you do? Like watching these classic, spaghetti westerns and stuff, and like seeing like
Yeah.
these individual actions and how they tell storytelling. Do you think that helped impact your storytelling as well?
I think I think anything any movie, any genre that you watch would impact your storytelling. But when you're talking about Sergio Leone and the good those movies, I believe like he casts. If you look at the frame of the eye, that's like a comic book frame right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way
Yep.
he would like just put a face right in front of the camera, and just everything in the
Yeah.
background just recedes back. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it's very. I think he chooses his actors by that by that frame. Like he doesn't those eyebrows. I don't know about that. He's out. I think that's how he casts his actors.
Two Mules for Sister Sarah. I forgot
I'm
about
guilty
that.
of not being. I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh,
I'm
you
gonna
haven't
watch
seen
that.
it? Oh, dude, it's so good. You
Good?
got to watch Two
All
Mules
right,
for
all
Sister
right.
Sarah. Yeah. Definitely go watch that one. That's probably my second favorite
But
Clint Eastwood movie.
to
Western.
to say something about how that influences my storytelling, maybe the beat. Like
Right. And that's what I was
in
getting
your-
at.
in
Is it
your
like
head-
what like kind of hit you? Yeah.
Yeah, in your head, like, hey, how would you like divide that into a comic book frame? Those
Yeah,
beats.
nice. So was it mainly the spaghetti westerns? Were you into like John Wayne at all, or like
The Searchers, the Shootist.
Shootist?
I'm not much. I'm working my way back. I'm working my way back to Ford.
Nice.
well, I see because on
John
your
Ford?
campaign
Yeah.
you have a True Grit homage.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
but
Oh, cool.
but I love the new True Grit.
Yo,
though.
what's up, crackhead? I'm sorry, Jeremy of Ice and Fire.
The remake is good too.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. What'd you think of the remake? Because I liked it. I didn't think it was all that bad. Like a lot of people give it some bad raps, and I'm like, I thought it was good. I thought he did a good job.
I have to
It's hard to
watch
beat
the
an
original
original.
one
It's
more.
hard to beat an original.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's the other thing. Like a lot of days, especially now, Hollywood is remaking a lot of classics, and I'm kind of like I'm worried they're gonna touch those classic spaghetti westerns, and like they kind of did what 310 to Yuma. I think they remade.
That was pretty good.
Was it okay? I didn't
Yeah,
see the
pretty good.
remake. I didn't see the remake. There's others that they've redone. I don't know if they
Yeah.
redid the Magnificent Seven. I think they did.
Oh my god, I think they
Yes,
did it. It was horrible.
They did. It was Chris Pratt. It started Chris
No,
Pratt
dude.
and Denzel
Watch Seven
Washington.
Samurai.
I think they were in it.
Watch
Yeah,
Seven
I did
Samurai
see.
instead.
Yeah, Magnificent Seven is great. I did see that. I'm not very
Yeah.
into westerns. I love the West. I need to watch more westerns, but anyway.
Well, my I call her mother just out of a joke. My mom is big into westerns, loves the western. She grew up with them with her father and stuff like that. So like we were watching them as we were kids because you watched what your parents watched. Like you were in there.
Yeah.
It was like, hey mom, I'm gonna watch this now. It's not like kids these days where they tell their parents what to do. It's like, no, you're watching this, you're eating this. Like I made dinner, blah blah blah. So I've seen a lot of westerns. I've seen what's the I always forget the name of it. it was a TV show. It wasn't Wagons West or something like that. I can't remember. Or Go Get Your Wagon or something like that. I've seen a bunch of those. Rifleman. I've seen almost every episode of the Rifleman. Maverick. Like I've seen so many of these, and it's weird. It's kind of like music as well. Like
Yeah.
I've listened. I know a lot of classic songs, a lot of oldie songs, mainly because that's what my parents listened to. What kind of music are you into? Are you into like a specific genre, or do you just like an all around, like whatever floats your boat?
When I'm working, I listen to a lot of soundtracks. But when I was young, Nine Inch Nails,
Ooh,
uh,
nice.
Nirvana, yeah, Nirvana, of course, but also a lot of Ministry, Metallica.
Nice.
I love Ministry more though.
Dude, I saw Ministry live. It was the
Did
Dark
you?
Side of the Spoon tour, but dude, so intense, man.
Yeah.
Fantastic live.
I
They're
would
an
have
amazing
loved to
live
see them
band.
live.
Yeah, it was. This was in the '90s, so it was back. Whenever he was he was still strung out massively. So, but it was
Yeah,
good. It was a good show. It was a lot of
yeah,
fun.
from that to like anything, ambient music or whatever, even classical,
So
anything, hip
you
hop.
also write, like, because you're the main cat on the book, right? There's nobody else. So you also write it. What
Yeah.
what kind of writing influences do you maybe have? Is it book, or is it like comic like Claremont, or is it like Stephen King? Like what mainly hit you as a writer that kind of gets, because octopuses in a western is kind of out there.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I want to know where that whole
we're
idea
gonna
of
get
bringing
to
those
it.
two
We're
together.
gonna get to it.
I
Yeah.
know.
But
Anyway.
what kind of caught you as a writer, so to speak? Because because I think you're more of an artist, an illustrator. But what caught
Yeah.
you as a writer?
I struggled to write for a long, long time. I would write in the subway. I would write uh, like anywhere I was. I had this little Sony Palm Pilot something that I would write on. But there's one guy who unlocked it all for me, and it was Dennis O'Neill. And he was my professor, and I was already a professional artist. And I went to School of Visual Arts, and it was night. I took night classes. I worked in the mornings, in the afternoons, and then at night I went to School of Visual Arts. And these these lessons were not. He didn't teach the whole class because sometimes he would have DC editors there, like to like cover for him. But he helped unlock writing for me, the whole thing. I
Nice.
think he gave me 3 books, and I don't know.
great.
I don't remember the I don't remember the other one, but I don't even remember. For some reason that led me to whatever to the books that I read and helped me a lot. And if I can give you one book to help you write, it would be, I think it's Anne Lamott, Bird by Bird, I think. It's the book.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
I don't know if he was the one who. I think he was the one who introduced that to me. But he had a book that introduced. I have it here, but the like the hero with 1,000 faces stuff. But more than that, there are elements in your writing. Okay, there are elements in the story that are recurring. Okay, for some reason, now that I've written a lot, for some reason, whatever I write or whatever story I tell, it fits into that because it's like it's like the natural way of writing. Like there's the wizard, there will be the queen, there will be some sort of location that that struggle in some sense. The hero struggles. There's those
hero's
elements.
journey.
It will be present in your story. And if you read all the way back to the Bible and all the way back to those the Egyptians or whatever, you will see the same elements of a story. It will be there. Okay. For some reason, it's like a map. It's like it's like the map to
Yeah.
the stars, the solar, the galaxy and the universe. It's there, and you should learn that. You should learn that structure, those elements, and then you can try to break them a little bit. But believe me, you can't break it. You cannot break it. It will go back. to that. Gravitate to that
Right.
all the way.
And as far as like not breaking it, but you can bend it. Like you know the rules, and there's certain rules. Like maybe there's some rules you can like get away with breaking, but it's mainly a bending of the rules and how far you can bend that rule in order before it snaps and it's like it just doesn't work now. Like you just can't get it to work.
But you will know if it works or not anyway. It has to work. You know,
it has to work.
It's like a movie. Movies kind of suck now. You know why? But you know what I mean. It's a lie. You know if something's a lie on the screen. You will know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Right. Storytelling and writing has a way of bringing the truth out through fiction.
Right.
That's what we do here. You know, you will. So in that sense, the structure and the way you tell it, even you may have your style, dude. That's your style, but the way you tell a story, it's
right now in the theater is -1. I haven't seen it yet, but I mean I've heard a lot about it.
Godzilla.
A lot of people are liking
it's now showing black and white in the theater. I think I'll see that. It looks pretty amazing. Anyway, that's very hero's journey, and from what I understand, not much of Gojira in the movie, but itself, it's very hero's journey oriented.
Yeah.
So very curious.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't caught it. But speaking of Hero's Journey, now we're gonna play your trailer. I'm gonna warn everybody. I was about to warn everybody. It's a long trailer, but I want to play it, and I'll tell you why.
Should stop anywhere you want.
No, dude. I'm gonna tell everybody right now. Please, if you're watching, don't go away. It's a really good trailer. There's a song in it. It's fun. There's animation. I'm gonna warn you. It's like about 4.5 minutes. So
it's 4:20.
Listen to this guy.
It's a movie.
So,
Bring your popcorn. Get your popcorn out.
They
Watch
insisted 4:20. The guy.
Okay, well, you got to do what the band says.
Later,
like Angela says, grab some popcorn, sit back, relax. Don't go anywhere because we're going to talk about Octopus Cowboy.
He knows what you're thinking, punk. You're thinking, did he fire 30 shots or 29? Now to tell you the truth, he's forgotten himself in all this excitement. But being this is 44 Cold Walker, the most powerful handgun in the West, I'm gonna blow your head clean off. You gotta ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? He's Battle the Shark. Wrestle the gorilla. Stomp the hyena. And that was before he had a gun. Most dangerous cephalopod in the West is back.
Keep turning the page.
half infinite. Bye.
I love that comment. I was looking for it this whole time. I'm like, where's that comment?
No, that was great. And somebody asked in the chat, who does the music?
Circle 60. It's a psychedelic rock band from UK.
Yeah, it's
The guy hooked me. The guy got in touch with me on Instagram.
oh nice.
Instagram of all places. I don't even post that much there. He
No,
said,
dude,
dude, I love
so
you because
cool.
they have this old octopus theme in their videos. Dude, I love your blah blah blah, and it's like, really? And like, for once, somebody messaged me about something that's so legit and so awesome.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
so
their
cool.
music.
Dude, I love the trailer. It's a fun
too.
trailer, and it's a rocking song. It fits
Yeah.
perfectly with everything. A lot of fun. That's why I said I wanted people to stick around and watch it. I didn't want to cut it short. It's a good trailer.
When I said 420, you know what? Because I did the animation and everything, right? And I sent it to him, and it was 419 or 416. He keeps getting it back to me. He keeps like stretching it. I said, dude, did you stretch something here? Because I have to like add frames here. This is that. But all right, I get it. Do you want 420? I'm gonna do 420. But to tell you honestly, by the 2 minute and 30-second mark, I was like, I'm out of material. What am I gonna do?
That's awesome.
I think I did.
Oh my
And
gosh.
hey guys, you know what? Like it's a factor where the book is a little bit, took too long because this trailer took me like 2 months or
oh
3
wow,
months.
it's a good,
Wow.
it's
So
a
they
good trailer.
did
But
the-
see, that's the thing. Go ahead, Angela. Go ahead.
No, who did the animation? Did you do the animation as well, or?
I did.
Yeah,
I
Did
it really
all?
good.
Pay-
I mean, 2 months, I guess. Yeah, let's do the math. That would make sense.
I can't pay
Anyway,
anybody
well
too
done.
much or too little to do the stupid things I want to do. Nobody.
Well, we had
Plus
we
your
had
great
Pedro
stupid
Ang.
things.
We had
Yeah.
Pedro Ang do the animation for the Frog G trailer, and it's not cheap, man. I mean, and he even hooked us up. So, and it's a great trailer. So, yeah, animation's expensive. It's not cheap, and that's another reason why I wanted to play it. Is I could tell a lot of work went into that, and not everybody. There's a discussion in the crowdfunding scene as to whether or not our trailer's really worth it, and like yes and no. I mean, but when somebody puts that much work into it, I want to show it because and it's a really good trailer. Like it's a fun one. I when I watched it, I was like, because I previewed it after I uploaded it, and I'm like, this is still going. I'm like, but it's good. I'm like, I watched the whole thing even after I uploaded it. I'm like, yeah, nice. So
Morgan Nichols was the guy who got in touch with me. He's so cool and he's just so professional. And my God, was even asking me, hey man, do you think it's good? I'm like, dude, I don't have like a library of effects, like sound effects. He goes, I'm sure we can find that here. What do you want? I want this here. It's like he hooked me up.
nice.
Hook me
Yeah,
up. You know,
it's
like,
it's a really good trailer, man.
I'm like, what
Great
am I
job
gonna do for
on
the
it.
third book?
My advice: keep it shorter.
No, man.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
other thing. Like that's the thing. Like we're going to get into the campaign. I want to get in the campaign, but just last touch on the trailers. I know a lot of the advice people give is like a minute at most, but sometimes like you had a full on like animation, you had a song that went with it. It was a fun trailer, and sometimes that's refreshing to see. It's not just like. I did trailers too where they just roll over artwork and you put a beat to it, you're good to go. But when you could tell somebody actually put time into this, and so I give you kudos on it, dude. It's a good trailer. I like it. So
Yeah,
so-
Nocturnal Mist says,
Thank you,
I try
Nocturnal.
to pay attention to comic trailers when I see them. They give me an idea of what the story is about without spoiling too much. So yeah, and that was actually
Exactly.
about the
and
trailer.
that's it. That is a good point as to
So,
why the
congrats.
trailers are helpful. And like you had dialogue over it, which is nice. Some people just play music, and if you're just listening to like the podcast, so to speak, you're not. And there's just music on the trailer. Like yeah, we'll talk about it, but it doesn't give you a good idea. You're just like, okay, well, this is just.
I
some
thought
music.
I had to pay for that dialogue. And he goes, nah, I got some what do you call this? What's that guy? I got
Uh,
some Iggy
clips?
Pop, Johnny Cash guy over here.
Oh, nice.
I use
It was
for-
good.
Nice.
So it's
Yeah, it
like,
was
I love it.
really? You're gonna do that for me? I'm like, okay.
That's so
like, how could
cool.
you not? How could I not like give his music some justice, whatever? You know?
No, it was
Really
great,
cool.
dude. Great job on that. Like you said, if
Thanks.
you're gonna one
Thank
up
you.
this one on 3. Good luck, man. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but
So,
Uh,
how did we come from an octopus cowboy? Where did this come from?
right, yeah.
Well, it came from COVID.
Yeah.
One of the
Nice.
good things.
Yay. Thank
Anyway,
you.
yeah, I had a whole plan for that year. I think it was 2020, whatever. And I had a flight. I had to cancel. So I'm in the Philippines, and then I said, I wonder how my friends are doing. And then I called one of my friends who I used to work in the studio with. I used to work in advertising also. Amazing artist. I'm like, hey man, how are you doing? Blah blah blah. And then I said, yeah, hey, if we could do a comic book, what genre would you like? Because I said I'm thinking I could write it for him. And he goes, I don't know, detective noir. And he goes, Western. Like, Western. I can do Western. So, all right. And then as soon as I hung up, on Messenger, hung up, like within a minute, Octopus Cowboy popped into my head. And then I sketched him. I made him a sheriff with pants and everything. And I'm like, pants, that's kind of silly. I want to keep his form, And after that, I think I did another sketch of him, but I made that into the cover. Actually, it's a cover of the. I turned that into a cover for the first book, which is the red one. And every time I had a doubt, I would look at that cover and I said, "Dude, come on, I gotta do this." I mean, he has like a tomahawk.
So
He has like a rifle. He has like
He has 8 arms.
Colt
Come on.
walkers. Yeah,
He's
and
got
then
8
in
arms.
between his suction cups, he could actually hide a gun in his leg there. The suction
Come
cups
on.
act like holes. That's too cool. I mean, but it's an octopus on what? It doesn't matter. I'll make it make sense. You know what I mean?
No, I love it. It's so weird and unique,
Yes.
and
I
that's
know,
what I
that's why
like
I love
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
That's what comics are. The comics are supposed to be a fun, exciting getaway,
Yeah.
something like I would never think you. I wouldn't want to see this. Like, you could make it a movie now, but back in the day, not. And it just would be like, this has to be a comic. Like, your budget is limitless. Like,
Yeah.
you could do whatever you want, and to put him in there. And by the way, kudos on these horses, man. Phenomenal.
Yeah,
Great
those
job
are,
on
yeah.
horses.
Stellar.
Yeah, horses are a pain to draw. Let alone drawing an octopus with 8 limbs
On a horse.
Dude, you're a beast. Like, forget about it.
Yes.
It's just, you got some patience, my friend.
But I did have I did leave his eyes a bit alien-y or like weird. Like
I
fantasy
like, see,
you know,
yes,
those things.
and I liked that.
Okay,
I
so
like that
there's
they
that
had
element of him. So you don't know yet.
Well,
I don't
dude,
know.
octopi are very alien. Like, they're this weird, strange thing. We
That's right.
and scientifically, we really don't know a whole lot like where they're originating from. Like,
Exactly.
so I like
You
the
know,
fact
man,
that you.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Man, when I said, "Oh, Octopus comic, cool," I don't have to draw people that much anymore, which is fine, but I've done that all my life. Like, nope, you got to draw guns, you got to draw more people because he has so many guns. He has to fight not just one guy, right? He has to fight so much more people. So I ended up just escalating the work.
And here's what I also love about it. You're playing it straight. Like, it's an octopus in a Western. He's like, everybody else is human. At least as far as I know. Like I said, I just backed last night because I wasn't able to get it when it first go around was out. So I just picked it up. I know Bancroft gave it high praise. But so I just picked it up. So as far as I know, like, it's him in a human world, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that, dude. I love that. It's just, and it's played straight. It's like, oh, there's an octopus in a Western. Okay. Like, it's like, what? It's so cool,
That's
dude.
right.
It's
So-
fantastic.
So random, yeah.
First,
So like,
yep.
Are you familiar with the Six Gun Gorilla? I can't. Brian. I don't know how.
Brian
Chris.
Crisco.
Chris Go. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you familiar
Yeah.
with his book as well, and so forth? Because I noticed there's a gorilla in the book in yours.
Yes, I am. But I made sure not to, because I needed three animals. I have an octopus, I have a hyena, and I was thinking of a gorilla was really like the most logical option. I needed a third animal who was a little bit more human-like, because like you got four arms for the 8 arms for one. You have the hyena, which is 4, and logically, although a gorilla also travels with with his arms. I wanted something a face that's a bit more expressive in a way, So I made sure that I don't walk into like Six Gun Gorilla territory. So I'm not gonna take him into that. But I made it a purpose not to get Brian's book yet, because I don't want to absorb anything he's got.
You don't want to be influenced.
I don't want to, but I will.
Yeah.
So
No, that makes sense. So we tackled what gave you the idea for it. So what's it about? What is Octopus Cowboy about?
Well, number one, plainly, it's about survival. Okay, and it's about if I could say it's like a fish out of water story. It's an octopus.
Pun intended.
Yeah, like every foot or every journey he has, it has to be filled with conflict, because the very nature of what he is conflicts with his environment, with everything else, with people. But dude, how many times have we seen every time we watch a movie, or every time we read a book, or it's a TV series, sci-fi especially, it's always some tentacle beast which is a bad guy, or which is an alien. But no, man, not this time. This time he's the guy. Okay,
he's the
main
hero.
Character. He's the hero, if you want, or the anti-hero. For once.
They finally get their due just. I love this cover, by the way. This is awesome. Yeah, that's book 1, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
When I
love that
like,
cover,
dude.
Yeah.
It fits. I'm like, I don't know how it fits, but it fits.
It does. It's just I mean, it's just weird how this fits. You made it work. Like you said, talking about rules that you can bend and make work. You made this work, and this pose is dynamic. Dude, if I saw this at a comic shop, I'd be like, I need to buy this just on that image alone. Like it's you did a fantastic job on this. I love that cover. I picked that one up. So yeah, it's
very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like I said, I was able to finally get it, and I know times are tough nowadays, but if you can't back, there's that heart. We'll go over that in a minute here, but it's so cool the way, and your style is fantastic. You're tight yet loose. Like I love it. Really good stuff, man.
That's
Adam
the
is
one
on
I'm
it.
talking about.
Yeah,
That's
Adam's
the sketch.
Oh, go on. Sorry.
Go ahead, please. Yeah, sorry.
No,
ahead,
it's just funny. Adam is just dropping these. He's like, he's got legs and he knows how to use them. He's just kind of throwing out stuff like that. That's funny. Yeah, no, go ahead. The cover is amazing.
That's the one I was saying that I kept going back to. Like, if I had a doubt, I kept going back to that.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
it's really good, dude. I love it.
Yeah, and everything, that effect is very cool.
And that's what's, dude. You made it really difficult because I mean, funds are limited, and we'll go over your tiers, but you made it very difficult to pick which cover I wanted. Because they're all so good. They're all really good. And I'm like, oh man, I had a hard time picking. I'm like, I don't know which ones I want, Maybe if I get a little bit more
Honestly,
finances.
man, I just want to do one cover. Really.
You know what?
I'm looking at other campaigns,
I think it's nice to have at least one variant, maybe, but you don't need it per se. Like, it's not a requirement, but it does help a little bit to have. And not only that, though, you got amazing covers, so it's really hard to pick. Like, it's not like you're like, oh, well, that one's not good, I'm not going to back that one. Like, they're all really good, so you kind of want to. It's like Pokemon, you want to get them all. So yeah, but look at just really good, dynamic, exciting images, really good poses.
Yeah,
you could tell.
I get lucky, dude. I get
lucky. No, you have an eye for it. You have an eye for it, and that's what I love. People are able to tell that you love doing this, and that's what I love. I love people who love doing like art and comics. Like they're passionate about it, and it's and you could tell just based on the images.
Yeah, there's a flow there that it's natural.
It's yeah, dude. It's fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff.
Nocturnal wants to know what medium did you use? And my apologies if you already mentioned that. And I
You mean
missed
if
it.
it's digital or
I think so.
Yeah.
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 it's mostly digital, but I did do like 3 pages, which is like traditional.
Wow.
Just, you
I
know.
love that one right there.
Now, are those available to purchase?
One page is sold already.
Oh, wow.
Neff
Oh, yep,
bought
Nefarious.
it. Yes, Nefarious
Yeah.
bought it, and the
Oh,
other two I
cool.
think.
Hell.
Dude, yeah, Neff is he's got an eye for
awesome.
quality, and he picks up original art. He's a collector, and yeah, so he's a good
If
dude.
you could
I like-
scroll down, which one is this? Yeah, the first there's a sticker there. That was the I
Oh,
think
the
it's
sticker,
down
yeah,
there.
yeah.
The one that's round,
Yeah, let's go
the
back
round
down.
one.
Whee!
That's the first sketch. That one. That's my first sketch. That's why it's rough. I didn't even clean it up.
dude,
That was my first sketch.
Anyone who's seen my style or knows anything about me knows that I love rough art. Like it's my Jiminy Jams. So,
But it's so
yeah, I dig
different
it.
there, though.
Now, does everybody get this sticker?
No. How much was it? I think it's $3. I don't know.
Okay.
I think
No, I
it's
was just
$3.
curious. So, sometimes they're add-ons, sometimes they cost. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, there's
Either way, I
there's
was
an
just curious.
add-on. Yeah.
It's an add-on. Okay, good. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the tiers here. Okay, I don't need to scroll up. So now, I forgot to mention this off the top backstage because people get sick of hearing me say it live. My eyes are really bad, so I'm gonna need you to actually go over your tiers for me, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So we got the featured tier here. What's involved in the
Is
featured
that the
tier?
featured tier?
Yeah. It says featured right here.
High noon.
Do you remember?
Man, my eyes are bad too.
All right. You know what? I can do this. All right.
I can say, I can
You can't see it. All right. So you get
I can see it. Wait.
no, you get book two.
It's everything new. Okay, book 2, the main cover, all the variants are there. Everything that's every sticker, everything collectible on
Yeah.
campaign number 2 is there. So that's it. That's why it's a
Okay.
featured tier. Everything new.
I opened up my
Do you want me to
little
help?
magnifier. No,
Do you
no,
want
I
me to
got my
help?
magnifier.
Okay, because I just pulled it open. Sorry.
I can
No,
sorry.
I opened my magnifier little thingy app. So
I can say it
I got.
if
No, I
you
got
want.
it. I got it. You're all good
Okay.
if you can't. No worries. We have workarounds, sir. We're gonna get these out
Yeah.
here. And then you have Outland. That is
Yes,
the
that's
digital book.
digital.
Digital book 2, by the way.
That's nice.
And free shipping on those, obviously. Westworld is digital book 1.
Yeah.
Always good to get. Now, see, that's what's great about these digitals. They're good because people in like Australia or Europe or anywhere overseas, it costs a lot of money to ship there, and they often deters them from backing. With digital, it's great for them. They could back it, they could read it, they could look at the beautiful artwork, and they can get caught up on things. So it's really good to offer digital tiers. I know I don't do it, and I apologize, but I like that you do it. So yeah. And so for 25, you get book 2. They get this
Main
is
cover.
True Grit cover. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's the one I got. I loved it. I thought it was
Thank
fantastic.
you.
Yeah.
Good choice. Any one of them is good.
Dude, and that you're not wrong. You're not wrong. All of these covers are really good. So it's more or less of what theme like you want or what what like if you're a fan of westerns, what homage movie do you want? And I like that you
right.
did that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And then book so you can also get book 1, the main cover.
Mm-hmm.
Now is this a first printing or is this a second printing?
That's the first printing, but
Ooh.
I think I'll be able to like cover my orders with the first. There's not a lot of them.
Well, you were but you were probably smart and you did over printing like we should do.
Just a little
That way,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's always good to do.
Wanted
And
to
then,
keep some for myself too.
Well, yeah, because if you ever do conventions and stuff, they're nice to
Yeah.
have out there. So you have the Shootist.
Which
that's
is book 2,
yeah, that's
variant A.
variant book 2. Like I said, I might come back and get a couple of these. We'll see how my finances are because I really love them. And then you have book 1 variant cover here, A here that you can pick up. That's the one with that original sketch you kept looking back at. That
That's
you're
the
like,
one.
that's the one. So if you want to get his true inspiration as to what really drove him forward, pick that cover up.
It's
It
really that
is.
cover.
I actually
really
do love
good.
that one. Just the
It
way
is
the
really
dust is
good.
swirling around. Very
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, killer. Then we mentioned this movie, 310 to Yuma.
Mm-hmm.
Variant cover here. That's book 2. Yeah. So, and then, like I said, book now the featured tier, you get all of the covers of book 2, all the kit and caboodle, fantastic price point.
Everything
You
on
kind of want to
book
get that
two.
if you got the finances, you're gonna want to pick up that featured tier. I like that you have this here, this Stagecoach. It's a retail bundle.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I like that you get that.
Somebody
How many do you
ordered
get?
retail bundles for me, a retail bundle for me last time. I always want to just put it there if you know.
Well, it's not a
Yeah.
bad idea because, yeah, I can go to my local comic shop and like be like, here's 4 books. They could buy them off me there, but I can't go to the comic shop in Idaho and do it.
Mm-hmm.
So they might want to be like, oh, I really like this idea. Let me pick. Oh, okay, cool. I can get because you offered it at a discount, which is
Yeah,
smart. And
I just don't
yeah,
want somebody going, dude. I have a shop. I really like. I don't want to have to say, oh, I don't have a tier for you. No, if there's a
Right.
person there for that, it's there.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's it.
That's
It's
right.
very helpful. Not only that, you could also like if I just have like a few friends that I know might like this,
Yeah,
but they're unaware, I could back this tier and I could give it to a few of my friends. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Good
also
point.
helpful in that regard as well. So it's good that you have that. You have
The
the
searchers, which is
searchers.
just everything, everything.
So you get
That's
everything.
Yeah,
that's
everything
cool.
Oh wow.
exclusive, even the exclusive
So
stuff that you only got when you were just when you were a subscriber by email before it was a campaign. Live
wow.
Oh.
So wait, did you
everything.
mention are the original from the book 1? Are those the original covers or are those new covers?
From book 1,
Yeah,
those
the
are
ones
from.
in this campaign are they new or are they from the original campaign?
What do you mean the cover for
They're
book
first
2?
printing.
They are first
They're
printing. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah they
Okay.
are. Oh yes they
Yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so there you go. You can save a crap ton of money, and just go ahead and back this tier. The searchers or the
Yeah.
searchers,
No,
the searchers. Yeah, yeah. And yeah,
yours.
pick that up,
Sure.
and yeah, you don't have to worry about anything. Get
And you
that.
know what, man? For $25, like I'm hearing that comic books nowadays are like $6 or $7. How much are they? The
They're
Marvel
about. It
books?
depends on the book, but they're
Okay,
anywhere from 5 to 7. It all depends on what
7.
comic. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Yep.
how many pages is 7? It's like 26, 22, 24,
No, dude,
32.
way less than that. It's like 20, but you also have like a good 10 to 15 pages of ads. So
Okay,
you're
so this
getting
is 104 pages, guys.
okay. Well, all right. Not only that, uh,
7 times, yeah.
here's the thing. Like, yeah, okay. You're gonna let's say you go to your LCS,
I
your local
didn't
comic.
even know it's $7.
Let's say you go to your local comic shop and you pick up a Batman book for $6. It's Batman. Cool. You
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Batman. Fun, fun,
that's
fun.
right.
You get the book. The paper quality is worse than newsprint, even though it looks a little glossy. It's garbage. The cover stock is terrible. Yeah, the art is really good sometimes, but sometimes the story is just trash. You don't like it. And not only that, you're getting all these ads, 20 pages of content. You got a whole team working on it. Like,
Amazing, huh?
it's like this is a prestige comic. You got one cat doing everything, higher paper quality, more content. The writing is dope, heavy influences. Like it's you're getting. They call it like the Mercedes Benz of comics. Like you're getting more bang for your buck is what you're getting whenever you back this. Because like how many pages is this book?
104. Interior.
104 pages. You're stealing money away from this guy by backing this. I mean,
You can
it's
have it.
really an amazing deal. It's an amazing
It
deal, dude.
is. It's
Like it
very
really
cool.
is. Even if it was 48 pages, it's an amazing deal because of the quality that goes
Mhm.
into these, the time that goes into these. You can't beat
The
it,
story.
and you're gonna get book 2, book 1 he fulfilled already. Like it's out
That's
there.
for sure. Yep.
And like we've ran into problems with our campaign, like just with real life in general comes up and happens. So every now and then campaigns are a little delayed. It happens, these things happen, but you're
Yeah.
gonna get it. I fulfilled 2 books already. He's already got his first book, out there. These books do get into your hands. Sometimes, like I said, life happens, and we have work, we have
Yeah.
families, we have
Sometimes
health
you do a
issues.
3 month worth of trailer. So
Sometimes you do a long trailer.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, if you can't back right now, though, there's this little follow button up here with a heart on the top of the campaign.
Yeah, just
If you
follow.
click that, if you want to back this, but you can't afford it right now, click that. And that way, anytime he does an update, you'll get notified of that update.
Follow
And
so you see the
Nice.
third one, and you're gonna be like, "Oh man,
Yep.
I gotta catch up."
That's true too. Follow so you can see he's got the third one coming up and up and ready.
Oh,
But that way
great.
you
I
also don't miss out.
Cool.
So
I was hoping you'd do a third one. Like, how many do you want to do for the series? Is this going to go just
Till I
until-
die.
Is there going to be any
Till I
where the,
die.
like, the thing about I love about octopus? Like, I've seen those videos of them on ships where, like, I
Yeah.
guess one will get like on a fisherman ship, and it just kind of like you see it go, and it gets so teeny tiny, it sneaks through that little hole. I love that.
Yes.
It's so fulfilling when they get through.
yeah, they're
Will we see any
amazing
of that?
creatures.
That needs to happen in a book.
Oh, I gotta tell you one
Just
thing
for
though.
me.
Okay, hold on. I
Hit
gotta
us.
explain myself now.
Don't tell me if it
Explain
has
yourself,
happened.
sir.
I want to read it.
I have to.
I'm buying it.
No, you got to explain yourself to the
Okay.
masses. Do it.
He could do that. He could do that, but
Oh.
for now, I kind of want my protagonist not to be malleable. You know, I want him to be
Okay.
as solid as possible. So
Oh.
there's an element in the
Oh,
story
okay.
right now why he can't do that. Okay,
Interesting.
you will know in the sec.
Okay.
It shows. So my choice for him not doing that is because he would be too wacky when I'm trying to make him into a Clint Eastwood. You know, 'cause Clint won't
I
squeeze through
see.
a keyhole to get away from the
that's a very
sheriff.
good point. I mean, True Grit. What are you talking about?
Yes.
I get it.
But that's such a cool thing. I gotta think about it right now. But also they can squirt ink, right? And I think I was with Shay the Red when we were
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about it. I said,
They're
and it was
Valkyrie.
like, oh, cool things. No, you can just, well, yeah, you know, man. It could be like where somebody's spitting tobacco, and then he spits ink. Right?
Yeah.
Somebody spits tobacco on his leg, he spits ink on his leg. Something like something cool. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yes, he is an octopus, maybe more, but I have to be very careful to pick and choose which part of reality I will incorporate into the story. And if
Okay,
if
I
I do
respect
it,
that.
it would be because it would be to elevate or to make him even more cool. It would be because of that. So that's why I'm
here's some-
very careful with everything.
Yeah. Well, like I'm thinking like in specific like, with westerns, there's certain situations where there's like a shootout, like maybe where they're some in a mountain
Yeah.
range, and then there's somebody on the ground. I don't know if that's something,
Yeah.
but it's more for him to have the upper,
And?
the upper hand. Thank you.
Madam, he's got like 12
In
guns.
a-
I think he
that's
has the
right.
upper hand on anybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got
All right.
the upper.
There you go. Then I don't know.
No. What if he doesn't have
Get
a
it.
gun then, right? He has to escape. I know what you're saying. I'm thinking about it really, really hard,
Okay.
and there
appreciate
might
that,
be a
but now-
time where he will do that, but I don't know yet. I don't
Okay.
know yet.
Well,
but
I'm glad
he
to
will be
know
dramatic.
because if I read the book, if I read this book and after us not having this conversation and realize it didn't happen, I would be like, why didn't this happen? Now I know, and yeah,
Well, there's more
and
to
I have
come,
much
as
respect
they
for
say.
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
for this.
Yeah.
There's
So-
a reason why I can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
hey,
for
you got to
sure.
find it out by backing Octopus Cowboy
Yes.
today. Back it
Yeah.
today.
No.
Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. So click them. Back it.
Yeah.
Dude, this was a good time, man. I had a lot of
I
fun.
know, man. I had so much fun.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
there any more questions
cool.
in the chat for our good friend, Angela? Do you have
Let's
any more
see.
questions?
Just a lot of people praising the campaign.
Oh, it's
and so
dope.
forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very cool. And this is a good point too. Margot makes that octopi change
Yes.
color too for camouflage,
That I'm
which
gonna
is
use.
also a very cool thing about them that
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah, like I said, there's he has more to come, as he just said. He'll do it until he dies. So,
This is
which will be a
cool.
very long time from
many
now. Very
things.
long time from now. Yeah,
Yeah.
so many things.
Very
Look at that.
exciting.
He's a superhero, basically.
He's a
He
hero.
is.
Yeah, he's a superhero. He just doesn't have
He's
the.
just a
Not all
regular
heroes wear
outfit.
capes. He wears a neckerchief. That's what he wears.
Shelby asks, any plans for an ASM 300 homage variant.
Shut up, Shelby.
I don't know.
No,
things.
don't listen to him. Jason, don't listen to him. No, stop it,
Shelby's
Shelby.
laughing right now. I know he is. Oh, dabbing.
Okay,
on
I'm not
the
gonna
yes.
ask any further.
Anyway.
Oh yeah,
No,
there's also mimic octopus. They mimic things. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure
So
you
many.
researched
Stuff.
octopi and all that
so
stuff.
many
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So many things.
So
It's
many
awesome.
things. So many things. Yeah, and we saw her in the chat. You could always hit her up. I don't know if you've been on K-pop's channel, K-pop_junkie.
Yeah.
Hit her up. She does a
K-pop.
promo stream as well. Great interview, and you go along and hey. So yeah, hit her up. She's on the Twitters as well. So K-pop_junkie with an I. And yeah, hit her up, dude. She'll. I'm sure she would love to have you on. She kind of does.
Yeah.
I think anytime almost after a certain time. I don't know. She can talk to you, but hit her up, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, she does some good interviews and promo streams. So
For real.
before we go, since there's no more questions, I have one last one. If you could work with anybody, living or dead, who would it be?
Is Jim still alive? Jim Shooter?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, Jim Shooter's still alive. Yeah.
It would be Jim.
There you go.
Because I know that within that mind of his, if he was able to create Valiant, that there's hope. I don't. Is it an artist? Does it have to be an artist or a writer?
Anybody. It could be writer, artist,
Anybody.
letterer, actor. Like it could be
I
anybody.
was gonna say, I just thought actor. So yeah, actor.
Hmm.
Denzel Washington would be cool.
That's
Just saying.
Denzel would be awesome.
No, don't
we'll
take my
go-
answer.
Oh wait, I can't pick that. Okay, hold
derailed
on.
it.
Jesus, man,
Wait, didn't he say Jim Shooter? I'm confused. That wasn't good. But you already
have
have
more than one. Why can't he have more than one?
that
Okay, you can have more than one.
Jim Shooter, Frank Miller, and that's let's resurrect Mobius.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Let's go with the top three. Why not?
That was it. That was always.
That was
it's
it.
always
There
them.
you go.
There
It's
you
a
go.
great,
You can't go
More
wrong
this
with
time.
those.
great trio. Great trio.
Genghis Khan.
Jason, thank you for coming on, man. This
That's
was
a
a lot of fun.
lovely
Stick
question.
around. Don't go nowhere. Don't leave.
right.
Thanks to everybody in the chat for coming on. Make sure you check out Octopus Cowboy. Please get it out. It's fantastic looking. Angela, thank you as always
Yeah.
for co-hosting.
Hey,
Check you
fun.
everybody
This is a
later.
great stream.
Yeah, have a great one, everybody.